What's going on, everyone? Hope everyone's doing well. Today we're going to be looking at a new camera equipment that we have here. As you notice, I've been purchasing some camera equipment recently just to upgrade what I was doing beforehand. I have some time, and it's been a long time since I've actually done any type of like camera type stuff. So today I'm here to introduce to you the Weebill 3 and to show you exactly how it works and how it looks. Now, I purchased the Weebill 3 not too long ago, but it comes with this package here. Of course, you don't have to have the full deluxe package. You could just get the Weebill 3 itself. Now, the Weebill 3 is a stabilizer slash gimbal. It helps stabilize your camera equipment without having to use too much. You could get away with stabilizing through software and whatnot, but nothing really beats having an actual stabilizer. And when you're shooting videos and stuff like that, it can be a bit of a hassle if you're holding the camera kind of like this, and you have no choice or no way of controlling how it's going to be stabilized. So I'm going to show you how this works and what it does for your footage and stuff like that. So what we can do is that we can talk about the package itself. It is a fairly large package. It pretty much is like a backpack. You hold, it has the two straps and whatnot. It does have a little pouch here, which this is where I usually carry my it comes with a manual case. This is not the first time I've used this equipment. I've had this for well over a month, and I kind of have a generalized idea of how it works. So some parts I do not know how to work, just because the camera that I'm using isn't actually well adapted to this. It's more so for things that are a lot more down the line expensive. Like my camera is a Rebel T6, but obviously Rebel T6 is actually a really pretty much a beginner camera. So we're going to start with this, and I'll show you. I will be stabilizing my GoPro. Actually, it's already, it's come with the case and all that. I hooked it up with a tripod area here. Pretty much, well, I'll just stop talking and we'll just show you what this is. So it comes with protective foam. You can throw it up if you want. I just keep it just because it's there and it can protect your equipment. So I have everything unpackaged and everything's out and about. Mind this. This is just for the camera that I'm using right there. Now, to speak about the equipment itself, the main thing we're going to be looking at is the gimbal. This is it. This is the Weebill 3. This is the Weebill 3 gimbal. As you can see right now, it is in a lock state. Everything's compact and ready for when you're putting it into the bag that we have here. There's two components to be specific, but we don't really have to get too much into it because I bought like the deluxe edition and it comes with the bag itself. But you can just get it as it is. But I would recommend getting some type of way to like transport it instead of just holding it like this, because it is a very expensive piece of equipment. It's not like the craziest down on the line stuff, but it is like expensive enough where you got to be a little bit cautious with how it's transported. So what we have here, so yeah, the gimbal itself, it comes with three pieces. The first one is the handle. The handle is attached to here. If you just go about it, you're going to attach it to this, and you'll be able to hold it as such. Let me just show you real quick how. I'm just going to I'm just going to forward this and show you like what it's all about. Of course, this is right-handed, right or left-handed, but this is just how it's usually put in. Here you got your little handle. You can hold it like this. Hold one hand like this, and this is pretty much how you hold it. You can position it whichever way you want. You know, you can position it. You know, it's pretty adjustable. So I'm just putting my chin on here just because I can't really stay with it any other way right now. But yeah, you can hold it like this. Oh, that did not feel good. Remember, adjust it as such. But yeah, you can hold it like this. This is how you adjust it. You know, you can pretty much hold it like this, and it's going to stay like this for as long as possible until otherwise. So even if you keep it standing, usually it can stand like this. The table I'm using is a little, it's not the best table right now. So I'm going to adjust it so it's, not interfering with how it works usually. The next part that I have here is the armrest. The armrest has a bit of foam on here, so you can rest your hand when you're holding onto the little handle there. You'll hold it like this. It's pretty much rest it anywhere you want really, but just like the handle, you can attach it as such. It's kind of like a little gimbal, so you just have to twist it, and that's pretty much it. So I'll just put it on here as well. And remember, adjust it as much as you need it to until it feels comfortable in your own hands. Now these things do get kind of loose sometimes, so make sure it's tight. Yeah, so you're holding it, you can see you can hold it like this. It's going to rest on your forearm. Now you can hold like this or like this. There's multiple ways, to be honest. There's no right or wrong way to do it, but this is pretty much exactly how it's going to be holding. You hold it firm. As long as you hold the gimbal firmly, it's not going to go anywhere. And plus, it feels really nice. And to be truthfully honest, this is my first gimbal that I've ever had. So I want to go big with it. So it's one of the best ones out there right now from what I've seen. It's not too complicated, and after a while you do learn how it works. So putting that to the side, the next thing I'm going to show you is the little tripod. It comes with this piece that can extend, or you can put it as small as this, and you can hold it just like this. I'll just show you exactly what I mean here. So the next thing, as you can see, yeah, it's a stabilizer. You stabilize it, or you could use it as a handle as such. You can take these things off, and you'll be able to hold it like such. It's just preference at the end of the day, so you can do whatever you want. And you can see it grips pretty tight. It has some little grips at the end here. If you're on a weird surface, or if it's kind of slippery, rest assured this will stay put for the most part. This is a pretty crappy table, so when I move it around, you can see it's not going anywhere. It's pretty much stuck to this table. The next part is pretty much how to stabilize it, which is what it does. I'm going to be using my little GoPro here. It's already hooked up and ready to go to be on a tripod. This is a really old GoPro. You probably have seen a lot of footage with this back in the past. So we're going to be using it for this. As I'm using the camera right now, it is the best quality. So I was going to try to use this, but unfortunately that's just not going to work. Actually, I messed up a little bit. Let me just refix this because it's not on the proper part. Yeah, with pretty much, it has a lock system. 3 types of locks on, well, technically 4 types of locks. So we have the one in the middle, at the very bottom, this, if you unlock it, let me just, if you unlock it, this turns this around. But if you put it back, it'll snap into place. Next lock is this one here, which is what we're going to unlock here first. Unlock it, this moves this around. Let me give you a closer look. Let me give you a better view at what this does. Yeah, you can move this around, but we're actually gonna, what you can do is that there's two places to lock. This has this part as the default, but it can also go back here. This one can lock here, or it can lock here. It can't go in between, just because that's just not what it does. So I'm going to unlock it, then I'm going to lock it again. You hear the little click, that is the lock, then it stays like that. So you already got your first step. You're going to position it so that we can start stabilizing at the very front end here. This here is another lock. What you'll do here is there's another lock at the very end right here. This will unlock this part here, if you can. There, as you can see, there you go. It unlocks this, and it goes all the way up and all the way down. So we're just going to leave it unlocked, because this is what's key for this. It has a little contraption area where you are going to place the camera here. So you can see, you can move it like that, or move it super close, whichever way it is, but it all depends on how it's going to be stabilized. Let's put this to the side. I'm going to show you two plates that are going to be used so this thing works. I wouldn't worry about these other things. These are just extra parts which I do not, like, you require like some extra stuff, but I didn't get like I got the deluxe, but like there's a few more things that could be added to it, but I don't have it. So first things first, we have this little slider. This is going to be attached to the gimbal here. This is what's going to be used to see where the camera fits best. You know, there's a little thing where you can like put in the tripod itself, like a little faceplate, but we're not going to use it because it's just not worth it. The next thing we have is the actual faceplate itself. Now this is what you're going to be using for most of the time. So I'm going to attach this to here, as so. Well, now that we have this attached, you're probably thinking, wow, Austin, this is pretty loose. Like, how is this going to stabilize? Well, there's actually a little key that we use to tighten this. If I show you this little thing at the back here, there is actually a little contraption that we use to tighten our faceplate. This is, for the most part, this is what's going to be used for the tripod. Okay, so now what we're going to do is that we're going to make it so that it's in the middle. Like, it doesn't have to be perfect, but you know, make it best so that it is somewhat in the middle. Okay, that's pretty tight. Just make sure that this is facing back of the camera. This is where you're going to be able to adjust how it is. So now that that's in place, it's not moving anywhere. I have it tightened up. You can put this back onto the contraption. This is really nice for when you're shooting videos, and you know, if you're having to use like a coin or something like that, you just place it back in, and it snaps right back. It's magnetic, so it should stick. You know. Now we're gonna put our little sliding plate over here. Notice that there are some grooves that state 0 to 10. You're gonna want to put the 10 at the back, while the 0 is at the front, just to let you know. Since this is on lock mode, there's little locks and little contraptions here as well, which can lock this in place, or you can move it around. Once you have like your own place, or you feel that this is comfortable enough, you're going to just lock it as so. Then it's never going to move. So we're going to lock this one here because that's what's used for the sliding plate. I don't necessarily know what the actual name of that is, but we're just going to call it a sliding plate. We're going to slide it in place until we hear a click. Let's see here. You hear the click. Now it's in place. It is moving, and that's just because we haven't adjusted it fully. Of course, once you have a good spot, you'll just use this lever and you'll make it in place and it's stuck, just like so. There is a little push thing too, because right now it is stuck. This little contraption here, you can see this thing that points. You're going to push it and it slides right out. Now, I'm just going to place this thing in here. Now the next thing is that you're going to attach the faceplate to the sliding plate. So what you do, you're going to slide it in with the grooves that it has in here until it clicks. So now it should be, now it's stuck in place. So we have it all going here now. So we're going to just wait until it clicks and we'll adjust that. So now here is the game. The game is to make it so that the GoPro stays front and centered. Notice right now it is tipping over a little bit, and that's just because this is having way too much weight at the very front. So what you want to do is, you're going to have to adjust it a few times here. Instead of adjusting this, you're going to be adjusting the sliding plate. Slide it ever so slightly, and honestly it works. This just works. Now if you did if you did this, or if you did try to put it like this, it will be, it's unbalanced at this point. Or if you put it a little bit too much to the front, that might just work as well, to be honest. This thing is pretty light, so it should work as follows, but you can see it's kind of tipping over a little bit, so we're going to adjust that. You kind of need to have a bit of a happy medium. It does take practice, so if you do end up getting one of these, just get familiar with how things are, and eventually things will fall into place. As you can see now it's starting to be straight. The next thing we're going to do is that we're going to make it so that it's facing upwards. So right now, obviously, it's not doing it. So there's actually this other scale here at the bottom. Bear with me, there is a lot of measurements we need to make sure. So this little bad boy here does not swing about when we're actually trying to do stabilizing. So what we'll do is we're going to adjust it as follows. So usually we'll just adjust it like this. So this little switch here, you can unleavenage, I don't even know the word for it, but pretty much what we'll do is that we'll adjust it so it's down, and then we'll see if that works. Obviously did not work. We have to keep trying. Fortunately, I'm probably going to fast forward this, and you'll see the end result here. Well, I ended up having to put some more weight on this thing just because it's so light. The lighter the weight of the camera, the higher it goes. The lower the weight of the camera, the lower it goes. That's kind of the gist I can explain to you here. But it's pretty much well balanced at this point. You can move it around. It looks to be pretty stable. It's staying in one place, and that's great. It's not swinging around. So the next thing we're going to be dealing with is this part here. This is what keeps this hold. Once I unlock it, it's not going to be like this anymore. So watch. Boom. So now you notice it is really unstable. This, we're going to have to play around again, and I'll show you guys how to do this. Right now, obviously, the GoPro is facing too much weight into this direction, which is why this is going this way. So we'll adjust it so that it stays a little bit more higher up. So the next thing is that we're going to be dealing with the sliding plate here. Well, this one here, this is what controls the weight distribution to here. This little piece here, if you can see, yeah, this, as you can see, this is what distributes the weight between this, and you know it takes a lot more trial and error as well. So we're gonna do a little bit of stabilization, see how it works. You see right now, still too much. So you're gonna want it so that it is as stabilized as possible. Still facing too much weight there. Let's see here. Let's see if we can get this going here, because I don't know how it's gonna be once it's here. We're actually at the very end of the stabilization. Still too much. Can we even get this stabilized? I don't know. This GoPro might be a little bit too light. Yeah, that's not good. I may just have to show you on the other camera here, just to show you how it works, because this is just not wanting to stabilize at the very end. It is very lightweight. It does need like a somewhat of a heavy camera in order for it to work. As you can see, it's just not budging. So I'll show you on this end here. Just give me one moment. Alright, so I'm just shooting this on my GoPro here. I have it all hooked up to the camera here. As you can see, it is stabilized now, so it should be able to move wherever it would like to. You can see it can move up, it can move down. Weight is distributed evenly. This should have worked with the GoPro, but I guess it is a little bit too light. So, you know, you live and learn. So I wasn't prepared for that, so I didn't know anything about like what was going to go. Like, I honestly didn't know that was going to happen. So, you know, live and learn. But yeah, this is kind of the end result. You're going to want it so that it is stabilized to this degree, so you can move it around as such, and that's how you kind of have it going. So the next thing we're going to do is that I'm going to press the power button. The power button is at the very bottom here, if you can see. I'm not sure how well you can really see it, but yeah, it's right there. So we're going to power it on, and it's going to automatically calibrate and see what the weight distribution is like with this camera. You'll just see here for a second. Just watch. It's going to move on its own. So yeah, it's powering on right now. I don't know if you can see it, but there you go. It's stabilizing now. So what I'll do here, I'm not going to go through the whole menu. Maybe that might be for a whole another video, but pretty much there is a menu button. You're going to press on it. You're going to go to motor, then go to auto, and it's going to calibrate. Now this is going to shake. As you can see, it is shaking. Yeah, there's not me. It is shaking right now. And then you're going to get to a point where it's going to have a check mark. Yeah, and that means your little gimbal is ready to go. 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 I'm just trying to calibrate it with both ends here. But yeah, as you can see, it is stabilized. It is not moving at all. As you can see, that is literally how it works. You can also move it with the little joystick here. This joystick is that's responsible for how it moves, where you move it, up or down. Yeah, that's pretty much how that works. Right now I am holding it with the tripod part fully put in again. But yeah, you can move it around as such. You can move it to however you want it. Just to give you a glimpse of like how it really works. I don't know if it's really capturing on the GoPro, like if it's doing any justice, but trust me guys, this is pretty much how it works. It is pretty easy, pretty simple. There is a lot more you can do with it. One of the biggest things, it does come with a flash. You'll probably see a oh, it's calibrating right now. Let me see if we can get this flash working. If we can, that'd be great. We'll see. Right now it is calibrating again. I don't know why I calibrated. I did mess around with the settings a while back, so it might be doing exactly that. There we go. So we can start messing with the lighting here. It might be a little bit bright on your guys' end. We can have it super bright. We can have like the type of mood of the lighting. We can have the type of like mood of the light. Of course, I can make it match to this little thing here. Of course, I can match it to this light here, but I can make it like as dark or yellow. You know, there's so many things you can do with it. There actually are some little pieces here we can use. If you can, hold on, let me just adjust here. Yeah, there's these little light things that you can stick onto the little light here. This is my first time trying it, so we're just going to test it out and see how it works. Oh yeah, hold on. Let me just see here. I'm going to see if maybe we can turn this off. It's fully lit red, like horror, kind of like horror film. Like the next one is the orange. That gives it a bit of a like a candid type of feel. There are two more options here. So yeah, there's that. As you can see, there's a huge difference with how the light is. Right now it's completely white. So now we're going to use the, I guess you can't see it, but you'll see it in a sec here. It's blue. This is pretty trippy, to be honest. Yeah, there's that. Then the next one we have here is actually kind of another shade of orange. It's like tangerine, kind of. It gives, is that the same one? Hold on. Let me see. Let me just see. That is the first one that we saw. I guess it's more yellow, to be honest. It is much more yellow than the usual. But yeah, that is pretty much it that I have here. But yeah, that pretty much wraps it up for today. Jeez, that light is bright. For the most part, yeah, that is pretty much how it works. This is the Gimbal 3. If you're wanting to check it out, I'll provide some links down in the description if you guys want to see it, or thinking about buying some type of equipment like this. Of course, there are very much cheaper options out there, but this is just the one that I kind of thought like would do pretty well. It definitely caught my eye especially with this little light, but it is very much a pretty compact little gimbal there. If you guys have any other things you guys want me to kind of review, that'd be great. You can just comment down below. For the most part, I do have some other equipment that I'm going to be getting in the long run. I'm not really going to say, just because I don't know if I'm going to make the video or not. Maybe I'll make a video about the software that's with this gimbal. I'm not too sure. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys have a good one, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.